Hello everyone, this is Captain Joel, and sorry for my long absence. I've decided to use my downtime for Thanksgiving to try to catch up on a few videos and see if I can help update you guys on the game. Well, let's start with Gambit, the best character added to the game ever. So they finally caved into players' requests and they released Gambit and Rogue and Nightcrawler all within a few weeks of each other. So we've got a 5-star Gambit, a 3-star Gambit, a 4-star Rogue, and a 4-star Nightcrawler. So we're going to focus on Gambit first in the 5-star form. So first off, he has pretty good artwork, reminiscent of both the cartoon and the old comic book. This is a very old comic book issue from the 90s, I believe, early 90s. I guess 1991. That was the first issue of the run of the X-Men back then, from the more recognizable look that we all remember. A thief with a mysterious past, Remy LeBeau, or however you pronounce that, gave up his criminal ways after coming to the aid of Storm and joining the X-Men. Since then, he's been a fighter, a charmer, and an enigma, but above all else, a hero. So, Gambit is a purple, red, black character with just under 48,000 health. For the 5-star tier, he has about moderate match damage. He has higher match damage than some and lower than others, but once you're already into the 600s, there's not that much of a difference between an extra 50 or so damage for matches. So let's get right down to his skills. So first off, this character is, as he currently exists, the most overpowered character they've introduced. He makes the old X-Force Wolverine prior to his nerf look like a baby. So here's the reason why. I'm going to skip over his purple and his red and go straight to his black stacked deck. Now this power is the same for both the 3-star and the 5-star version, so everything I'm saying right now will apply to the 3-star version as well for all of you lower tiered players. So this is a passive skill. Gambit finds an advantage for himself at any cost. At the start of the turn, depending on number of covers, he gains it 3 black, 2 purple AP, and 2 red AP. 3 purple and 2 at 4, and 3 of red and purple each turn for free. Gambit's allies may not fire powers the same color as Gambit's active powers. So that's the little caveat. So first off, there's no reason to ever have this below 5. This is an insane ability. You're getting 6 free AP every turn. Doesn't matter what's on the board. You don't have to worry about there being a certain number of tiles of a certain color on the board. Every turn. The only thing that's prevented is other allies from using red or purple skills. So you can essentially, this costs 11 and this costs 7. So you can essentially be casting these every 3 turns or so without having any matches made. So in addition to the matches, you're going to be constantly casting these skills, and especially as we'll look at the red in a minute, it's even quicker. But there's one problem with this black. If it says that Gambit's allies may not fire powers the same color as Gambit's active powers. Active. What happens if Gambit doesn't have red or purple? That means that other characters can use red or purple skills. So if somebody else has a red or purple skill that you think will be dealing more damage or be more useful than Gambit, you could have an undercovered Gambit. Now, generally in the 5-star world, that's not such a good idea because you'll get killed before the benefit of having that extra AP is realized, right? Because if you have a Gambit at, say, 13 or 18,000 health or whatever, he can get killed pretty quickly before you've seen the benefit of this. But still, let's take a look. I've made a couple dupes. So if you had, say, 10 covers, he could have 33,000 health, which is pretty much on the same level as Doctor Strange. He can still be casting his purple for pretty good damage, and he can have now red freed up for somebody else to use. Meaning you could have Thor, you could have Spider-Man, Peter Parker, you could have Black Widow, you could have Hawkeye, you could have Jean Grey. It's just incredible how much extra damage you could be dishing out with that. And if you really want to go all out, this is much riskier. I don't think I'd ever do this in PvP, but if you want to destroy in PvE, you could have him just have 5 in black, and that's it. And then you could, say, have Phoenix constantly casting her purple and red. The question is, are those going to be more worthwhile than Gambit's own skills? So we're going to take a step back now and look at his purple and red, because we've already seen that his black is quite possibly the most overpowered skill in the game and allows you to feed any character you want, like Gambit's, say, goon that can make a match. So let's take a look at his other colors. So his purple is called Ragin' Cajun. Gambit unleashes a torrent of kinetically charged playing cards targeted at his opponent's weak spots. This costs 11 purple AP. Create at 3 covers, 3 3-turn countdown tiles. Replacing up to 3 enemy special tiles. So you can overwrite any enemy special tile. Invisibility tiles, countdown tiles, strike tiles, protect tiles, attack tiles. It doesn't matter. You can overwrite them. Think about that. There's not many other skills that can overwrite any tile at only 3 covers. And it's almost impossible to prevent him from using that because, remember, he's getting 3 purple AP. By the 4th turn, even if you made 0 purple matches, you will still be able to cast this. And how much damage does that do? At 3 covers, you're going to be dealing 15,000 damage, or 5,175 each. You'll deal slightly more at 4 covers, but the countdown tiles are only 2 turns, meaning the chance of them going off is much higher. And once you go up to 5 covers, you're now able to overwrite 1 extra tile, and at 4 tiles, that's dealing potentially 20,000 damage. So that's an incredible skill. You can defeat any opponent just about with a couple casts of this, which you'll be able to do very quickly. So that's a really good skill. Now let's take a look at his red. It's only 7 AP, which means by the 3rd turn, after the 1st turn, because remember this doesn't start gaining AP until the 2nd turn of the match. So 7 AP, Gambit charges up a killer hand of cards. Destroy up to 2 random charged or basic tiles, dealing an extra 5,306 damage for each charged tile destroyed this way. Then create 2 charged tiles. So first off, what does this mean? If there are no charged tiles on the board, all this will do is destroy 2 basic tiles. That will give you 2 AP for 7 AP, which is obviously not a good deal, and you'll only deal a little bit of damage. However, when the 2nd time to cast it comes around, you're going to be dealing over 10,000 damage at 3 covers. You're going to be dealing around 13,000 damage at 4 covers, and you're going to be dealing over 15,000 damage at 5 covers. Of course, you'll need 2 casts to get the benefit of this. But wait, what if you have another character that can create charge tiles for free, like Black Bolt, Now, on your first cast of this skill, you'll be dealing 16,000 damage potentially, as well as creating new charge tiles. And you're getting you're getting triple AP for those charge tiles. So you could essentially be casting this multiple times in a row, depending on how much AP you have and what matches you've made already. So as you can imagine, Gambit with Black Bolt is one of the most overpowered foes you could possibly fight in the game. So let's take a quick step back and look at which teammates would work well with Gambit. So, first off, the most obvious potential teammate that would work well with a Gambit will be Phoenix, because you can potentially, and this is with an undercovered one, a 5 cover black, you can just feed Phoenix the purple and red. So that right there is an incredible PvE one. I wouldn't use that for PvP though. The second potential one you can use is Hawkeye. Now you won't be able to use Hawkeye's red if you're using a normal full covered Gambit, but you can use Hawkeye's blue, and because of the purple overlap, you're going to be able to use Gambit's purple, and you'll get so much AP from the countdown tiles that you can constantly be launching Hawkeye's blue. Think of it like the way Coulson works, where he helps feed Hawkeye with all that extra AP. You'll be able to do the same thing with Gambit. Now let's say you don't want to have to deal with the competing colors like we have here. So you would want somebody that has no purple active skill or red active skill. So who has a yellow, a green, a black, or a blue? Well, currently there's only 2 characters that really match that, and one of them is Dr. Octopus, who I would not really recommend, which leaves us with the best possible teammate for Gambit in a regular PvP match, Black Bolt. This is also known as Gambolt. The team together is almost impossible to beat. You can hit incredibly above your weight class. So I'm going to show you a quick match with these two together. We're going to be going up against a regular team. And then we're going to try and find a much harder one. Now, to show just how overpowered this team is, I'm going to pretty much have it be the 2 of them alone. And remember, when you're fighting against Thanos, when somebody dies, it's going to hurt. And remember, we're also fighting against an enemy Black Bolt. And in terms of you thinking how you can counter Gambit the easiest, your best bet is Black Panther, and even that probably will not work. So I can already use his aces and eights turn, his skill. I can now use green. If you've been paying attention, we've pretty much destroyed one of their characters who's a great counter on his own with almost no damage. So let's just keep up the good work and see how overpowered he is. Let's throw some of these out. Okay, and I've got 14 red saved up now. And look at all these red charge tiles. So, as you might have noticed, it's pretty much game over already. As you can tell, Black Panther's ability to block damage is great, but it's still not enough against this beast of a team. There's really not much you can do to stop this when you're fighting against it. You could easily take out a team 10 times stronger than you. Almost no damage. With just 2 characters. So, what happens if you fight a tougher opponent? What if you fight against Gambit yourself? Like this team, for example. Can you beat it? Well, let's see how easily we can do it with Black Panther. The goal is to have Black Panther tanking Gambit's red and purple, but it won't always work. You do not want to let Gambit get purple at any cost. As well as red. If you can prevent that, you have a chance. And once you've taken out Gambit, this team will be crippled a lot. Now, the other thing to note in these matchups, the enemy is going to be casting purple next turn. So why should I cast my purple? He'll just overwrite the tiles. So you need to wait, let him cast purple, and then I cast my own. Or I can just kill him. You know, whatever. This might be stupid, and I might regret it, but I'm going for it anyhow. I'm not sure how I'm still stunned. Did the game glitch? It's weird. Odd. There we go. So I died. but I still have the ability to defeat Black Bolt, potentially. Although likely not. Okay, so you can defeat these teams, but you're going to be tearing through health packs if you go up against them. So I would recommend not fighting them if you're able to avoid it. So I think he is currently the best character in the game. The AI can play him incredibly well. It's going to deal huge amounts of damage unless you've got your own Gambit to counter him, and even then you're still going to be taking damage because you can't prevent the red from going off. It's going to go off, and if you're not going to get hit with a full-powered one on the first go-around, you will on the second. It's just that those are the odds. You're getting, 3 AP every turn, so you really can't prevent it. Obviously, his other versions, meaning if you have only 5 in black, you can go great with Phoenix. So let's just take a quick look at that. So obviously this team's going to be a little bit easier to fight after that, but just wanted to show you the feeding capabilities of Gambit and an undercovered Gambit. So I'm going to wait until I have a bit more purple so I can just keep casting red as many times as I want. Okay, let's see what happens. Obviously with Old Man Logan this could be even crazier. And with Jean Grey, you can go have her back to full health, or at least half health, every match, pretty much. And that's that. So what about with 4 stars? So just for reference, a Gambit with only 5 in black is called a Gambattery. So the idea of this team is to stun lock the enemy. Now it's not always going to work against all opponents, and you can only hit so much above your weight class. But in theory you can keep the enemy stunned every turn. because once you get the purple rolling, it's pretty much a free stun every turn, every other turn. Doesn't work so well against Black Panther for obvious reasons. Now you can stun everybody. And then punch him to death. Obviously, as soon as Black Panther becomes unstunned, you're screwed, but we'll worry about that later. Uh-oh. I think I might be screwed. Oh, nope, I'm fine. All good. And now you just stun whenever you need to. And that's it. This works with the 3-star Gambit as well, but of course the lower health and match damage will make it much more difficult to successfully pull off against a team above your pay grade. And slowly but surely you can beat any team. This is definitely not great for speed climbing though, as it's a bit too slow for that. It's pretty much kill the first enemy and then you win. It's just getting to that point where you can wipe out the first enemy that's the tricky part. Once you get to this point though, it's pretty hard to screw up. In fact, I'm not sure it's even possible to screw up at this point. Even when the computer plays with this team, and Lockjaw is really not necessary for this. I just like him. The AI can play this very well. I lost to this team multiple times in Balance of Power PvP event. And that's it. I beat a full 5-star team with my Gambit and my spider-gwen. Another potential team that works out well, it's a bit harder to pull off, but it's Nightcrawler, a Gambit with No purple, but red and black. Nightcrawler is going to have 5 in purple and 5 in blue. You could try it with 5 in red and have Gambit without any red. And then you have Professor X with blue at 5, and that's pretty much all that matters for him. Now, the tricky thing with this is it really depends on the board. If you don't have a lot of purple out when you want to cast Nightcrawler's purple, then it's not going to work at all. That's because Nightcrawler's purple creates more of the same color that's on the board. So I need to get rid of that yellow a bit. I think right now red's... Oh, maybe not. Maybe blue's the most common color. I wish they told you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's see. I can use it now, but I might only get 1 off. Oh, nope. And so it begins. Oops, I forgot I'm fighting Strange. That wasn't smart. Oh well, I'm dead. Strange is pretty much the one team you cannot use this on, but we're just going to keep going if we can. I might have actually matched too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there's too many blue. Okay, let's use it again. Actually no, let's, no, not quite. Oh crap. Probably gonna die. Yeah. Definitely gonna die. Oh well. You guys get the point though. Oh, maybe I'll survive. Ah, nope, never mind. I was close. Really close. Maybe I'll pull it off. So remember, Professor X is feeding purple. Actually, I might be doing blue now. Yeah, he's gone to blue now. Whatever. Anyhow, I can cast blue now. Oh, he doesn't have any AP. What? Yes, they do. That's not true. They have 10 AP. Oh, it has to be in their strongest color, which is red or purple. Whatever. Anyhow. I hope they like purple. So once you kind of start going, it never ends. Gambit really is just to help you get sped up to using it quicker. I mean, I suppose at a certain point it would stop. And if it ever does stop, I'm probably going to be screwed. It's good to try and make sure Nightcrawler's the strongest if you want this to last forever in this team. You don't really even need Professor X for this, it just helps speed things up with the damage. Might be better off having had red. Okay, so that's that. So pretty much Gambit is now the best 5-star character in the game, and do not be surprised if when you look at the people that are spending tons of money on this game and see that they actually have 4 Gambits on their roster as they try to get as many possible team-up possibilities available. I would not be surprised if they release a patch to nerf Gambit. I would say the most likely nerf will be making it so that Gambit doesn't even have to have any covers to block out purple and red skills from the teammates. As long as Gambit's on the team, then teammates cannot use red and purple. The only problem with that is they might screw up the coding and make it so that after Gambit dies, his teammates still can't use red and purple, which would make Gambit much less useful in many ways. Because a part of the bad part about fighting Gambit is even if you manage to kill him before he gets off his skill, there will still be a ton of AP in purple and red that his teammates could use after he's dead. So I think that Gambit really is just an incredible character. If you can get him as soon as possible so you can exploit having him on your team. You will not regret it. You will find any match beatable. You can hit people that are 30 levels stronger than you and still win, and use less health packs, although he's not as health pack free as Old Man Logan or some of the other characters were in the past. But really just overall an incredible character, and I cannot recommend him enough. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make some more videos for some of the other new characters that I've failed to provide videos for.